There is no mistake to these emerald waters, or the whisper of autumn through her leaves, or the call of the hawk above the tallest trees that nestle in some September dream. How calm is the silence that calls so deep, yet asks us not to rest or sleep. It stirs within us what lies beneath, a solitude and peace so sweet that nothing can ignore it. This poem is called Lake Hope by Bob Orth. It's a privilege to read it to you. My name is Adele Brown. I live in South Bloomingville in the Hocking Hills of Ohio. Thank you for listening.
Unlock the breath of winter beyond Solomon's song, laced in flowers by the church tower, playing to the winds of time. Just one more lyric that embraces the sky and sings to the stars.
Tears have names. They are like blind cats bumping into every alley. They are salt that soak an ocean and leave no last trace of emotion. They are the water of hollow bones that have no sound but what pulls the strings of the heart. They are the chords of heaven's harp and the death knell of our imaginary hell. I play no magic sound as beautiful as the time you weep for me, nor does the robin sing as well as the willow boughs. So love will have to tell. Weeping Willows by Bob Orth, and I'm Homa Databoy from Pasadena, California.
The rain dances outside the door in mystic autumn bliss that chases the leaves from their view. They fall one memory at a time, recalling summer days long gone. Now they glow with all the colors that sing of leaving the world behind. One leaf falls short of heaven. The crystal raindrop brings a shimmer of spring when the world again awakens. From the darkness, hope arises and tells one last tale that is not forgotten. Rain falls like tears that have cried 1,000,000 times, only to leave a lingering happy destiny beneath this rainbow of stars. This was The Rain by Bob Orth, and I'm Penny Grillo from McArthur, Ohio.
This is Vanessa Rosen in South Australia, Adelaide, sending my love and greetings to everyone and best wishes. This is Starfield Night by Bob Orth. There are windows in the light, and the doors of a winter wind leave me standing cold upon the threshold of another night. When darkness comes, its empty fingers strip the colours of dawn from the trees, and the wind whispers in the branches the songs of an autumn breeze. At times I like to walk on empty streets, among buildings that are like empty trees. It is then I would give them all their colours, and in their silence, the sun as golden leaves. So it is that you become a window upon the light, and every door that opens beyond the threshold of another dawn. When last I saw the glow and the whispering wind of another star-filled autumn night.
The snow is the mist to the night, flowers of winter bloom on a compass facing true north. The warmth of spring is just a memory of forgotten times, now in a globe of glass, waiting for time to start, broken into fragments of dreams where we all gather to piece together our thoughts. Now resting in a jar of fragrance open to daylight that magically appears as sparkles of summer's wind. Together, we are born. My name is Holly Echeverria Cruz, and I would like to wish you all the happiest of seasons, and I pray that you find peace.
Hello, I'm John Rosen. I'm from Adelaide, and this is Worth Believing by Bob Orth. What yoke is broken beyond the bonds of tomorrow that ensnared me in so many unforgiving ways? Were I to pursue lesser dreams, it would not matter, nor would the outcome be any different. It is written solely for the pleasure of lesser expectation that I could somehow achieve so much more, yet feel so little relief in the balance. This vagueness itself is an evasion that has me spinning troubled nights and taller tales. Somehow each detail isn't worth believing. We are not heroes deep down in our bones. Somehow, even the mildest shadows snare our sensibility. It doesn't take much, and so deserving are we, that it doesn't have to reach far beyond our understanding.
Memories. There's a hole in the sky where the maple tree once stood. Its limbs no longer reach the heavens or cradle the stars in its arms. Now it speaks with a silence and an emptiness only we could know. Who remembers its majestic presence? It was rooted in the soul of the earth as it swayed gently in the wind. It was a giant among other giants that sheltered the smallest signs of life. It could bow its leafy head in a canopy of dreams. Its sap was sweet and melted the winter air with its juices. It rested at the core of every nearby scene where its song could be heard for miles around. All our days are numbered in the wind like the hair on our head, when we are glad not to be counting. Now the days are memories that fill an empty space. There's a hole in the sky where the maple tree once stood.
My yearning. Autumn lies dormant, still contemplating the fragrant colors of dawn. The patchwork of stars lies splendid in repose that mark the Arctic freeze with the chilly winds of time, matched by a brisk breeze that chills to the bone. Come, laugh in the dance of dreams, now sealed in the winter's quest for another spring that awaits yesterday's song. The evergreen is frosted in the snow of my yearning, one step away from tomorrow. Bob Orth. Namaste. This is Nimisha from India. I'm a Mehndi artist and co-founder of Mehndi Culture. Mehndi Culture is a social initiative working for women through Mehndi. Thank you.
The days grow shorter with their solstice dreams for one long moment at a time. The north winds advance with a prayer on the snow that falls like tears upon a barren ground, where the stars once reached the heavens with their false pride, begging for the silence of winter's song. You knew me in my daydream, in the inflection of tomorrow's disguise, when we knelt in gratitude to the evening sky. Sometimes stories don't have an ending, but what waits for us on the other side, counting each moment with a generous eye. The days disappear into midnight, when the moon reaches its fullest expression that punctuates this truth beyond the lies. In the summer, the equinox beckons with all the living that is brought forward on days that seem to go on forever. They unmask the present and shed light on a future yet to be born, when ghosts dance in the image of their song. Changing Seasons by Bob Orth. My name is Nate Cojan Hayes, and I live in Athens, Ohio.
Ask the Sky. The light shines in tiny fragments that glisten upon the shore, waiting for their time to tell what is insignificant and what is real. I have seen the world splinter into fragments that the eye can't see, one disbelief at a time, now welded into uncertainty. The sun shines bright as the stars that deny this darkness one last time. Shadows dance in the moonlight for the longest song that surrounds my dreams, with reality, a frequent friend of my imagination that knows no limits. Just ask the sky what embraces the earth.
It's interesting that no one answers in the vacuum of the spaces between us where God used to live. We're drawn together by speechless realities, where the lesser of two evils can haunt our dreams. I cannot be a magician waving solutions with the wand of time, wherein the heart is only now. The world is overwhelmed when it loses the music of the heart or the magic of our dreams. So many things disappear into empty spaces that have no heart. Love is all there is or ever was. It falls away from us like the last drop of rain, where all that is left are the tears. The world embraces us and won't let go, yet I know that my home is beyond its horizon. The stars are the river stones in another dimension, where I can fall forever through the light.
Pay attention to the trees, the standing ones. Hear them whisper to the wind. Pay attention to life. It is here today, gone tomorrow. All life is short, yet longing. Pay attention to the winged ones in flight. The sky is home and their breath is air. Hear what they sing to us. Pay attention to death. Yesterday is gone, but today is here and all around us. Pay attention to the earth, our mother, who brings forth the seasons time and time again. Hear her speak the reasons for our dreaming. Pay attention to the highest hills and blades of grass, all that is equal in the eyes of the Creator. Dance with a prayer in your heart to the sounds of beauty all around you. At night, see the flicker of starlight in the womb of our collective awakening. Once the crow sang sweet as the robin welcomed the flowers of spring. Pay attention, awaken to the world around you. Look around, listen, do not let it escape you. Go as the crow flies. By Bob Orth. My name is Amaria, and I'm coming from Giza, Egypt. Thank you.
Greetings from Cairo. This is Suzanne with my promised performance of a beautiful poem called Roadway to the Stars. as you can see over my shoulder, it's nighttime, and there is a starry night, but those lights are actually coming from the River Nile. I've got a lovely view up here on the 20th floor in my son's studio, and where the creativity takes place. And so, as promised, I'm going to read this poem. Roadway to the Stars. In the shadow of dreams once pictured in age is a message magnified by time, now remembered as a seashell enclosed by the sands of time, in broken hourglass of reality. We journey in a journal pressed by a beaded necklace, surrounded by a heart of gold, spreading its wings like a bird that escapes into the heavens and leaves a lasting impression. I listen to the sea in a seashell, ever open to this roadway to the stars.
Navajo Weaver. Spirit messengers were woven into the clean wool of patterned eyes. 3 triangles and a cross made up the face, so intent that you could not miss the stare. The symbol for the 4 seasons marked 4 corners, and the faces were inverted double images, twice spoken. The edging was the jagged waves of the ocean, and the faces were joined by a diagonally crossed square, as the tops of the heads looked like steps. Lightning bolts depicting a wired power emanated from the center. I could believe that spirits danced from within. Some magic stroke of genius had existed before time began. It was evident in the weave, in the minute patterns that reach us from centuries unknown. It was the eternal tale of unspoken language, a picture that said more than 1,000 words. The color was brilliant in detail, and as intricate as the web of a spider that welcomed us into a nest of fragile dreams. The Navajo weaver had made a blanket of messages that could put us together. Lifted carefully, it would serve us well to remember what open spaces had once filled our horizon.
The Dragonfly. Autumn is like a clock that rings too late in the morning for the robin to come calling. The dragonfly leads a meager life in the cold, floating from one destiny to another. When it arrives, it looks as perplexed as a warm summer rain. The herd has disbanded. Its common instinct to what senses feel is a better reward. So off we go, one by one, to Never Never Land.
Peace. There is no way to peace, because peace itself is the way. It is the ward of a moonlit night that dances like stars in the eyes of tomorrow. It is the highest mountains, the snow-covered peaks of distant ranges. It is the milk, the nurtured breast that is fed from the womb and weaved from the fabric of the soul. It is the noise and silence, all at the same time, somewhere short of nothing. There is no peace without justice, no rest for the weary, for one heartfelt touch. Find your place in a universe unescaped. Heal your wounds with this wand, this mitre and tiara. Let your heart break with this suffering, understanding what polarizes us into this immovable mass. Be a voice for the voiceless.